I'm telling Vinny he shouldn't be talking about the Duke. That's all he does is ride on my coattails, and we're talking about Schlegar. Let's speak out the shit where the dues payer. Did it again, talking about me. I don't have to take it. Not in this country. Not with this Constitution. I do not have to take the dues payer's malfeasance. He will pay for his crimes. He will pay for his lack of education. In this Devilverse, he's the man. He's the one. He's poking fun of me. He's riding on my coattails, and I am not going to take it. It is not going to work. Not in this Devilverse. And that's a fact, Jack. You don't question the Duke and lie about it. Liars can be tricky. Hey, D89. Appreciate you being here. Well, you know, he shouldn't be talking about me. None of those clowns, none of those dirty failing shows should be talking about the Duke. They should be bowing down at my feet and kissing my feet. That's a fact, Jack. You don't talk about the Duke, your life is going to change. You don't talk about someone that's more successful than you. Someone looking than all 30 failing shows put together. How could they feel good about that? How could they feel good about that in this Devilverse, with this Constitution? With the Declaration of Independence on our side. We've been learning this stuff since the first documents from the first draft of the Magna Carta in 1215, when King John taxed the peasants and they revolted. That's what we've learned about this stuff. We're not going to let them escape justice. We're free to do what we want in America. But you should be responsible, dues payer. If you failed out of second grade, that's why we can't trust you. You can't trust someone that failed out of second grade. How could you do that? Hey, Laura. Hi, everyone. Hey, Joe. Thanks for being here. Like I said, you can't trust the dues payer. All he does is lie and cheat. Lies and cheats his way out of life. Sorry if I'm forgetting anyone. I can't read the chat. Driving in the rich man's car. This is a Mercedes-Benz SL 420 Presidential Edition. That's a fact, Jack. You don't question the Duke. You don't question my authority. How could you do that? How could you feel good about that? How could you feel good about that in this Devilverse? How could Chrissy Myers, I don't know what her name is, I don't want to know, but how could she feel good about questioning the Duke? How could she feel good about asking the Duke if he devils? What do you think it was, Chrissy? I've been in comedy over 20 years. Howdy, Jackie. Thanks for being here, everyone. Thank you for respecting the Duke. The Duke needs to see more likes in the chats, folks. We need this to reach out to all the failing shows, all the 30 failing shows, folks. Please hit the like button. Please hit subscribe if you're not subscribed. I know all the good people are subscribed. And that's a fact, Jack. That's a fact backed up by documents. So the dues payer should be more responsible. But he can't. Because he failed. Now, just because you failed out of second grade, dues payer, you could have went back. Howdy, COB. How you doing? Thanks for being here. Howdy, Brendan. Brandon, how you doing? Thanks for being here. Great to see new friends and old. Because I'm the Duke. What do you guys think about my match? My match this Saturday night, 8 p.m. Buffalo Clearwater time. You can watch it on any of your your channels you want. Either my channel here, or Poe on the Go, or Joey C's. That's a fact check. Sorry, I can't really read the chat. We're driving in the Mercedes-Benz SL 420 Presidential Edition. It's mine, not the deuce pair. I win, he loses, haha. I win again. As always, I accomplished everything I meant to do in life. I got on that Howard Stern show, interviewed the top dog celebrities, made my way all the way up the ladder to the Tonight Show, where I was the announcer and the writer. And I have a Writers Guild pension. Unlike the deuce payer, he has no pension. He has no revenue streams. That's another thing, folks. I have multiple revenue streams. I have stocks, bonds, annuities, real estate, a diversified portfolio. Do you guys think the deuce payer has a diversified portfolio? I think you guys know the answer to that. Thank you, 89. That's correct. I did write that roast. I did more than most in my lifetime. Now it's time to relax and collect my pension. I own several properties, unlike the deuce payer that lives with his mom in his basement. What about Neil's brother? He's not much better. All the 30 failing shows. What can we say about them? Why do they do it? What gives them the right in this country to mock me? Vinny says we're going to put a stop to it. Vinny says they're all on notice. All 30 failing shows are on notice. We can't get away with it. They can't get away with it. We know they can't read or write. We cannot let them escape justice. Not in this Dabbleverse. Not on my watch. I'm the biggest star in Hollywood. That's a fact check. Deuce payer, nothing without me. I'm cutting off his revenue stream. I have a job making 6 figures starting Monday. This is my last stream. 30 failing shows will be lost without me. That's a fact. Find another punching bag. Deuce payer. Thank you, 89. I did sue Sharon Stone and won because I am a winner. She is a loser like the deuce payer. And I will be. I know I lost my suit against Sirius, but I'm going to be suing him again. I'm going to be suing him again. I'm going to win this time, folks. They can't use my likeness in there. How can they do that? How can they feel good about that in this Devilverse? There's no free rides. I worked hard on those clips. I was the one responsible for the Sirius contracts. I should be able to get some money for that, folks. That's my position. That's the facts of the case. No one gets to question me, especially not some duded up, egg-sucking, gutted trash Julie Egar. He doesn't get a vote. He doesn't get to question me. He doesn't get to laugh and cackle with his 4 failing friends. He's the one. He's the man that we should be concentrating on. But no. That's this Devilverse. Deuce payer. He will lose. If he keeps going on and talking about the Duke, he will lose big time. Now let's talk about Joey C. I will be battling him Saturday night, 8 p.m. You hear that, Joey? I'm going to be winning. You don't talk about me. You don't yell at me on my stream. We're going to be picking this up where we left off. You don't question my authority and lie about it. Liars can be tricky. Don't forget, Saturday night, we're going to be doing. I'm going to be doing a lecture on the history of Coors Light. Make sure you're subscribed so you get that notification. We'll be doing the history of Coors beer, Coors Light, and then we're going to branch off and just do the history of beer, then the history of alcohol. And for the record, the dues-payer does not do shows like that. Dues-payer does not do shows in his car. Dues-payer does not do shows on the street. Dues-payer does not leave the studio. How can he do that? How can he feel good about that? In the Stillers, how can he feel good about himself? How can the 30 failing shows, they don't leave their studios either? How is that right? In this Devilverse. That's right, Jackie. I want to see a lot of groveling from Joey C. I want to see a lot of begging. And then maybe if he's good, if he's a good trained monkey, I'll take him back in my good graces. If not, he will never come on my show again. That's a fact. That's a fact backed up by documents. You don't question the Duke and lie about it. Liars can be tricky nowadays. We're not going to let them escape justice. We're not going to let them turn the Constitution on its head and lie about it. That's their case. You can't believe their case. There ain't nothing you can believe about their case. And the evidence. The evidence is, I'm a good and decent man. The evidence is that Shuli Egar failed out of second grade. Wasn't coloring between the lines. Wasn't paying attention. He's too busy eating glue. That's a fact, Jack. What about his producer? Got caught with 6,000 images of you-know-what. And Shuli, the dues-payer, knew about it. How could he not know? In this Devilverse, they were best friends. They played Monopoly together. Mike B, thank you for the super chat. You're number one to me. Happy Halloween. Sorry I can't read it right now. I'm driving, but thank you very much for the super chat, Mike. I will read it when I park in a little while. We're driving in the rich man's car. Mercedes-Benz Ford SL 420. This car is presidential. It's bulletproof. It's bomb-proof. This car was made and designed for the leaders of nations, mainly third world nations that are unstable. So it has to be bullet and bomb-proof. I'm fully protected. I'm like a turtle in its shell in this car, folks. I don't care if it's a missile. This car is protected. It protects me. Doesn't protect the dues-payer. Mike V agrees. Mike V is one of the good guys like all you guys. Thank you guys for staying up late with me. Like I said, I am outraged that the dues-payer did 2 episodes tonight about me. He needs to be held accountable. He needs to be in a concrete cage. 8x8 cell or something smaller like Mike V said. Something concrete. He shouldn't even have an hour outside of the day to exercise or to shower. He deserves a guard once a day, shoves his food in his face, and leaves him to rot. That's what he deserves in this Devilverse. For making fun of the Duke. He has to learn to respect the Duke. The Duke's a man to respect. The Duke's a man to fear. All they do, the Shuli Egar Network, and I say network almost comical, folks. Thank you for your support, everyone. Once again, I appreciate the super chat, Mike V. You're a legend to the Duke and my personal friend. And do you guys think the dues-payer has any personal friends? I doubt it. Dues-payer is not going to escape justice. It is not going to work. Don't forget, for anyone just joining us, Saturday night, we have the history of Coors beer on my channel. But before that, I will be battling and winning Joey C. 8 p.m. Buffalo Clearwater time. For anyone that's interested, that's a fact, Jack. And it's a fact backed up by documents, backed up by the Constitution, backed up by the Declaration of Independence. We've been working on these documents from the first orders, from the first pages of the Magna Carta in 1215. Like I said, we are not going to let the dues payer escape justice. It is not going to work. It is not going to happen. We're not going to let it happen. Not in this country. Not in this Dabbleverse. Not on my watch. I hope I have made myself clear. Thanks, Brandon. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, everyone. I wish I could read the comments, but I'm driving. We want to be safe. Even though my car is bullet and bomb and missile proof, you know, I don't want to be hitting any bridges or anything like that. Like I said, Frank Amadeo, he's a good attorney friend of mine. He will save us. He's actually better than Vinny, the lawyer. Don't tell Vinny that, though. I don't need Vinny suing me again. Like I said, we're not going to let the newspaper do this to us. Cackling, joking on my expense. And you would think he would offer to cut me in on a slice of his pie because he's making money off of my name and likeness. How can he feel good about that? How can he do that? How can he feel good about that in this Daleverse? There ain't not nothing you can feel good about that, newspaper. He's not a good guy. He's not a good seed. We've proven that. Now we've proven the facts. In this case, we've proven the facts. We've proven that the newspaper failed out of second grade. We've proven he's eating glue. He can't deny that. He lost all his credibility. He's not a good guy. He was never a good guy. I miss the days when the newspaper used to grovel. He used to grovel to me when I was on that Howard Stern show. And he was a lowly caller, calling from his mom's basement, begging me to get him on, talking to Howard. Once in a while, I'd throw him a bone. And then he weaseled his way on the show. He was never capable. He never did anything good for that show. Howard wanted him off the show as soon as possible. That's him. That's the newspaper. He's not respectable. No one respects the newspaper. He doesn't have a pension. He doesn't have multiple revenue streams. That's a fact. That's a fact, Jack. 30 failing shows and growing. 30 failing shows and growing talk about me. I am the center of this Dabbleverse. That's a fact. And it's backed up by documents. So now the newspaper hit an all-time low. And he's got a puppet of Clay on. Now me and Clay, we've had misunderstandings. We've had arguments, but Clay's a good and decent man. Why do they have to make fun of him? Why do they do that? On top of that, not only that, the Shuley Shit Network, Sandusky Network, has animated cartoons about me. Making fun of me. using my name and likeness, riding my coattails. How can he do that? How can he feel good about that in this Devilverse? Doesn't respect the laws of America. How's that justice? How's that fair? It is not fair in this Devilverse. I am a good and decent man. Love my country, love my children. Made some mistakes in life. Nobody is perfect, but I've come farther than most. I wrote a book. I have a movie. Been on TV and movies. I did everything I set out to do. Can we say that about Shuli Egar from the Sandusky Network? I think you guys know the answer to that. And cackles with his middle school buddies about me all day. That's what he does. That's his job, to talk about me. A good and decent man. Love my family, help my community. And he likes to poke fun, poke the bear, poke a good guy. Why does he do that? What gives him the right in this country to do that? He thinks he has all the power. Well, my attorneys are going to take that power. I am going to land on him like a ton of bricks. I am going to land on him like a hammer. We will show him who's boss of this Devilverse. This Devilverse ain't not big enough for both of us. There will be one winner and one loser. I will be standing tall, and the newspaper will be hitting the ground. Case closed. I win. Newspaper loses. Case closed. That's a fact. Mike V, thank you for the super chat. I will read those as soon as I get off the thruway here. Thank you very much. So I'll be getting off the thruway in about 3, 4, 5 minutes here. Mike V is a good and decent man. Mike B is a man to honor, man to respect, man to fear. Mike B is a good guy, though he wouldn't hurt a fly. Mike B is part of my protection shield against the newspaper. He's the one. He's the man. We're not going to let the newspaper escape justice. We got prisons for people like the newspaper. And once again, an American prison is too good for the newspaper. He needs something very third world. Nothing against any third world countries, but you can't be luxurious. We got to teach him a lesson. He's got to sleep on concrete. That's his mentality. You give him an inch and he'll take 10 miles. Can't let him escape justice. Not this time. Not in America. He's the one. He's the man. He's the newspaper. And let's talk about a guy that doesn't change the name of his network, that your producer was guilty of crimes and crimes in general. Now I want to talk about Kate Meany. Kate Meany did a little legal act when she doxed the tapes. How could she do that? How could she feel good about that? And one of these nights we're going to call her mom on the air. That's what it takes. Get an apology, that's what's going to happen. You don't dox the tapes and lie about it. That's something to do. She's probably talking to the newspaper. That's a fact check. So the newspaper tried to take Rob Saul from me. Tried to take Clay. He almost took Clay. But I still have Rob Saul. Rob Saul is one of the good guys, folks. That's a fact check. I still have the Army Major guy and the other guy. But I would have a lot more friends if it wasn't for the Sandusky Network, folks. We know what they're about. We know what their crimes are in this Devilverse. Don't forget, Saturday night, I will be debating Joey C. and winning at 8 p.m. Buffalo Clearwater time. After that, we're going to be doing the history of Coors Beer. So, very full week, folks. Very full week. We're not going to let them escape justice. Not in this Devilverse, folks. Oh. Hope everyone's having a great night in this Devilverse. It's Halloween night in most areas. Yeah, okay. Don't forget, we're driving the Mercedes-Benz SL420 Presidential Edition. This car is bulletproof, bomb-proof, and missile-proof. Custom edition. That's a fact backed up by documents. For anyone that has the time, you can research these facts on Nexus and Lexus. If you have time to go through the documents in the archives, you can find them on Nexus and Lexus. That's a fact. And don't forget about Poe on the Go. We will be going to his house because I don't like him talking about the Duke. It has to stop. We're not going to let him escape justice. Not in this Devilverse. Don't forget, folks, I'm going to be reading Mike's V super chats when I pull over for a minute here. Newspayer is jealous. Jealous of my success, jealous of my car, jealous of my pension. He should make his own success. Stop worrying about what I'm doing. Worry about yourself, Newspayer. Don't worry about me. It's not going to save you. Not going to work. Not in this Devilverse. Not at this juncture. Newspayer doesn't do any community service like the Duke. Newspayer only cares about one person. He cares about the newspayer. Unlike me, I'm a good and decent man. I help my family, I help my community. So don't worry about what I'm doing, Newspayer. You worry about yourself. Alright, where are we going to pull in, folks? Let's pull in over here. Just for a second. So we can read these super chats. And look at the chat. See, I'm a responsible driver, unlike the Newspayer. Okay. Thanks, Mike. Alright, let's get to these super chats. Mike B, thank you for the fiver. Happy Halloween. Glad I caught you live. The Newspayer needs closed door meeting, no flowers involved. I agree with that. I'm hitting the like button on that. I agree with Mike that 6,000 images is not a mistake. Howdy, Laura. Howdy, Dusty. Howdy, 89. Gino, my man, how you doing? Ooh, Jackie, my man, how you doing? Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mike V, best part of the Devilverse. Thank you, Brandon. Frank Amadeus, good guy. Kate Meany, you're next for a closed door meeting. Thank you, Kate. You know, There's going to have to be a lot of groveling, Kate. There's going to have to be a lot of begging for you to be in my good graces. You had your chance at the Duke. And if you're really nice, it will give you one more shot. If you wreck that, you're done forever. Mike V, thank you for the $5. Some kids came to my house dressed as the Tooth Bear. I gave them glue because that's what the Tooth Bear eats. I'm hitting the like to that. And that's truth. That's what we're talking about in this case. We're talking about the Deuce Bear. You gotta have the glue on hand for the Deuce Bear. That's all he eats. Howdy, Joe. Nice to have you here. Gino, my man. Deuce Bear eating glues and not canned raviolis is sad. I know. We got some of those at home we're gonna eat later. Yeah, definitely, Mike. Can't wreck the BENZ. Skull! Do you guys believe that idiot Shuli Egar has an animated cartoon about me? And he's not cutting me in for the profits? That's illegal. That's immoral. That's against the Constitution. How can we let that stand in this country? There ain't nothing good about that Deuce Bear. On top of that, he's behind in his dues payments. He's deficient and delinquent in his dues. That's the Deuce Bear. That's him. That's what we're talking about in this case. Who would you guys believe? A good and decent man like Mike V? Or the Deuce Bear? I'd believe Mike V. 89. I can't pronounce your first name. 89. Thank you for the $5. Read. Listen, Deuce Bear. Without me, your kids would starve. Without me, they'd be homeless. They might as well call me daddy. And I agree with 89. That's a good and decent man. I'm hitting the like button to that one. How about that, Deuce Bear? What can we say about that? Thank you for this. Thank you very much for the super chat. Deuce Bear ain't not a good guy. He doesn't know proper English like the Duke. He doesn't know how to read or write. Doesn't know arithmetic. And the Deuce Bear. Now, that's one thing. If you can't. Not only can he not tell time, he can't even tell time with the digital clock, let alone an old school clock with the ones with the hands. You know, he can't even do it with the digital clock. That's him. That's his problem. That's what we're talking about in this case. You can't believe the Deuce Bear? Oh, there ain't nothing you can believe about that Deuce Bear. Kate Meany, if you're still in the chat, I will be monitoring your behavior going forward. And I do not want to be disappointed. Oh. Hope everyone's having a great night except the Deuce Bear. Because he doesn't respect me. He won't leave me alone. He doesn't cut me in on his profits. How could he do that? How could he feel good about that in this Devilverse? Oh. How could he feel good about that? I am the Duke of this Devilverse. Nobody questions the Duke. Nobody calls the Duke a loser. We're jealous. Jealous of my Writers Guild pension. Jealous of my career at the Howard Stern Show. I built that network up from the ground up. I was the one responsible for those contracts. From XM, Sirius XM, Howard would have 2 local stations. He was on 2 local stations when I got to the scene in the 80s. I built his network brick to brick, and he didn't give me the respect that I deserved and demanded. He called me a loser. He called me his train monkey boy. It wasn't fair. It wasn't right. Have to stop for a chorus, folks. That's right, Howard would be nothing without me. Howard has millions, he won't share. At least I have some money, unlike the dues payer. Dues payer not only does not have money, he can't even pay his bills. He can't pay his bills. It would help if he could read or write so he could write a check once in a while. He couldn't even declare bankruptcy. He couldn't even follow through on those payments he had to make to the bankruptcy court. That's public record. You're not going to escape justice, dues payer. You're not going to win. You are going to fail. That's what failures do. They fail. That's what losers do. He's a loser. I am a winner. A winner wins, and a loser loses. Never forget that. I'm teaching you guys this stuff for free. Do you think the dues payer teaches you guys life lessons for free? I think you guys know the answer to that. Oh, hope everyone's having a great night so far. Oh, don't forget we're driving in the presidential Mercedes BENZ. Unlike the dues payer that can't drive, he can't drive a car, can't read or write, doesn't know his ABCs, doesn't know basic arithmetic. That's him. That's his problem. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. And I agree. I should have been at least cut in 50-50 with the serious money since I was the one who set up those contracts. But Howard wouldn't have none of it. Took all the glory for him. So I had to make my own network. Have my own fans now. My own success. It's what greed does to people. As you guys know, as soon as I left that Howard Stern show, the ratings went down. And they especially went down whenever the dues payer's name was mentioned. And just so you guys know, the dues payer, that's all he was capable of doing, was fetching Howard his coffee. And he couldn't even get that right. Howard kept trying to come up with things for the dues payer to do, but he failed at all of them. So that's the difference between hiring someone that failed out of second grade versus someone that graduated with a gold star from New York University. That's the difference in this case. That's the difference. Can't skimp. I did a good job for Howard Stern. Never appreciated it. Always wanted more. Always had to poke fun at me on slow news days. And that's him. That's what he's all about. Can't believe News Bear? All he does is lie, cheat. Probably cheats on his taxes. Probably cheats on his wife. These are facts. Hope everyone's having a great night in this Devilverse. So let's review before we get going. Let's talk about what we have proven in this case so far. We have proven, without a doubt, that the newspaper is a failure. We have proven that Kate Meany's not a good girl. We have proven that Chrissy Mayer, whatever her name is, I don't want to know her name. We have proven that she disrespected me in that interview. Those are facts. Those are facts. Undisputed facts of the Devilverse. We've also proven that 30 failing shows are riding on my coattails. And we're not going to let it work. It is not going to happen. Not on my watch. Not this time. Not anytime. Ugh. Okay. I agree, Mike. Mother should be called and spoken to. We're gonna have to do that at some point. Yeah, Mike V. Howard should give one of those wigs to Deucepayer. I agree with that. That's a confirmed fact. Oh. Oh. All right, so thank you again very much, Mike V, for your super chats. You're very generous. And thank you, Dicker89. Thank you very much for your super kit chat. You're very generous also. And I hope everyone, except the Deucepayer, has a good and decent night. And I do thank you guys very much. Mike V, I'm glad you caught another live. I will see you guys soon. And I hope you guys watch When I Destroy Joey C, figuratively, Saturday nights. And watch the Coors, History of Coors Saturday nights. Happy Halloween. Thanks again. Have a great night. Thanks for everyone watching, subscribing, and super chatting. I'll see you next time. Ooh.